I have lived in Arua. I've grown up in Arua. I have been sometimes perturbed politics of pull so and so down, hatred. The Nyatabo in Lugbarati, which you already talked about. But we see this as a huge, threat to West Nile's growth. If somebody is to be appointed, this person receives a very bad response from our own people. You find them writing letters right and left fighting this person. If somebody has good ideology, he is fought. And then the issue of, the cancer of Arua city versus Arua district, demand for Aivu district, yet the policy was clear, regional cities, it was not an Aivu affair. And then some people thinking that, a few of you have been a factor blocking certain things for them. How do we leave alone this narrative of fights everywhere in West Nile so that we have a common voice to have a better region and even have a better, growth?
The issue here is the environment in which we have grown. And this, you can't blame the current people who orchestrate hatred, blackmail, politics of pulling down, because they have been brought up in that environment. The colonialists never did us a service. They decimated this region. One, by keeping it as a labor reserve, because our people were denied education. The education institutions, the first education institutions in West Nile, like St. Joseph's College, Ombachi, Nyapea, St. Charles Luanga, these came much later, when the likes of Sir Samuel Becker were already in place. The likes of Budo were already in place. The likes of Mwiri were already in place. The likes of Makere College were already in place. Our people, if those bright ones had to trek all the way to places in Lango, to places like in Acholi, to Sir Samuel Becker, others had to go to King's College Mwiri, to King's College Budo. West Nile had no education institution. Now that is how far back we were disadvantaged educationally. Now in terms of, economic position, the able-bodied people from West Nile were taken to be fighters. First of all, the World War took some of them. When colonialists, of course, became independent, the best they would do was to recruit the able-bodied young men from West Nile to join the army, Uganda prisons, police, Then the last batch of hard-working West Nilers were taken into the farms, the large-scale establishments in Buganda, in Busoga, in Bunyoro, to cut sugar cane, to pick tea, to pick coffee, and many of them have ended up lost. Now, from the colonial period to post-colonial period, when we got independence, West Nile was decimated completely. We had the cream de la cream of West Nile was not there. Now, what did they leave behind? They left behind ignorance, poverty, and disease. Now, in an environment of that nature, people become selfish, people become angry, people become greedy, people become selfish, people become jealous, people become envious. Now, when one of them is picked to be positioned in a leadership position, automatically, that envy comes automatic, the jealousness comes automatic. And that's why many of them, actually, some of them don't do things in their villages. You see very little development in the village. You see very little development probably in West Nile, because they fear jealous, they fear envy, they fear sabotage. Now, for us to undo that mischievousness which has been planted here for so many decades, there are only two solutions. The first solution is education. We must educate our people, because education opens the mind. It makes people to undo jealousness, envy. It makes people to understand that for you to be rich, you must work hard. Now, once our people are educated, then they can be able to understand these things. The second solution is to address poverty. Poverty is what makes people to become jealous. It's what makes people to sabotage others. But now with cocoa, I believe the moment every homestead starts earning something, this business of mining other people's business will stop. Because everybody will be able to afford school fees for their children. They'll be able to afford medication. They'll be able to afford a decent housing. They'll be able to afford decent clothing on themselves. So I believe once we address these two, education and poverty, and make our people to start reasoning at par with the rest of the world, I don't think we will remain backward. Our people will be able to start developing, will be able to start appreciating development, will be able to start appreciating good leadership. Because, by the way, some of these things are happening because once you have semi-literate people or majority of people uneducated, once you have majority of people poor, when an opportunity like this opens up, for instance now the elective positions or the elections are coming, everybody will think going for elections will address their challenge or their poverty. And while these few are challenging each other, they will automatically fight. And the few who will make it in the leadership position also will begin fighting themselves on who is going to be appointed or to be the blue eye of the appointing authority. So, and once the kind of people you have elected are coming from the background of poverty, of illiteracy, they'll fight each other. They'll eat each other because the other will want to be the one in that position. But if you're electing people from a pool of rich people, from a pool of educated people, I mean, as I said, leadership is about service. While others look at it as an end to address their poverty and what have you, those of us who are looking at it as a position to serve people, to educate people, to open people's mind, we know that it's actually a sacrifice. Yes, somebody will have his own interpretation. But truly, leadership is a sacrifice, it's a service. Even whatever you earn from the leadership position, you should be able to use it to uplift your people out of illiteracy, out of ignorance, out of poverty. That is what a leader is supposed to do. That is why I constructed a headquarter. I spent 200 million to construct that headquarter. That is a house I should have built maybe to earn money from. But I wanted to demonstrate to my people that actually leadership is supposed to offer you this kind of service. Why did I construct the headquarter? I constructed the headquarter as an address for a member of parliament. Because the office of a member of parliament is a contact office to the rest of the world. If somebody came from Kampala or from wherever and wants to find out where does the member of parliament of Ivory West sit, you should be able to go to my address. And that is a lobby office. I should be able to use that office to lobby for services. Why was I putting money in Nile Education Promotion Fund? I was putting money there to ensure that our people focus on education. Our children who are in schools focus on education. And not just education, but quality education. I was buying textbooks and distributing to schools. I bought computers and distributed to schools to ensure that our schools also are at par with the rest of the schools in the country. Because now education is being delivered on a global platform using artificial intelligence. Actually, the world has now moved to the, formal education is now on a platform called artificial intelligence. But you find our people are still using chalkboard, they're still using pen and paper, but in the rest of the world, people are now using smartphones. They are using smart computers. They sit in a computer lab to learn, to study. They don't use paper, they don't use pens. That's where the level of education has reached. Now, that is the role of a leader. The role of a leader is to bring services closer to the people. We not bringing, but we embraced government's establishment of regional cities. Arua became a city not only for the people of Ivory. Arua was named a city long time ago. From the time the colonialists established their headquarters in Arua, automatically they named Arua to be a future city. Now, under Museveni's regime, using Vision 2040 and National Development Plan 2, 3, and 4 to roll out the regional cities. Arua is now a city, and the city is here to stay. What is a city? Our role as leaders is to unpack. I told you, leaders must be knowledgeable. Leaders must be exposed. I should be able to sensitize my people about what a city is. A city is a market, international market. People from Congo can come and trade from here. People from South Sudan can come here. People from Central Africa are now coming to Arua, by the way. By road, they are bringing goods, agricultural goods like groundnuts, and buying also agricultural goods from us in terms of rice, chicken, goats, pigs. They are buying them from Odamachako and Lia and taking them to Central Africa. Congolese are coming here to buy goods. They are no longer going to Kampala. They are no longer going to Nairobi. That's why you find lorries with Congolese number plates coming here to buy goods and taking them to DRC. Indians, Somalis are here in Arua. Italians are here, I told you. They are coming here to buy cocoa. South Koreans are now coming here to buy cocoa. Before, they were donors. They were coming here as donors. The Dutch were coming here as donors. But these days, the Europeans are coming here to buy some of our agricultural products. Only that the quantity is very small. We now need to produce more so that we can put to the international market. These avocados we are playing with here. Our avocado on the international market, one piece of avocado is bought at 15,000 shillings. Just imagine one. But here, 15,000 buys a basin. Now, when, as leaders, we advocate for upgrading of Arua aerodrome to international airport, it means a cargo plane can now land from Europe, from UK, in Arua, loads avocado, loads bananas, loads cocoa, loads simsim, loads groundnuts, and takes to Europe. A plane can land from China in Arua and loads avocado and whatever that we have been producing and takes to China and leaves money here. That is the vision with which we welcomed Arua City as an international market, as a service center, medical center. The medical services we have been going for in Kampala and in Mulago are going to be decentralized and brought here. Today, Parliament passed a loan to construct the first oncology center. That means the Cancer Institute, the first Cancer Institute, is going to be constructed here in Muni. Over 20 billion shillings is going to be spent to construct the Cancer Institute here. We are going to receive also the Heart Institute. It's also going to be constructed here in Muni. These are services which we have been trekking for to Mulago, to sleep on corridors or in corridors. Instead of sleeping in corridors in Mulago or transporting yourself here with all the pain of cancer, you are going to get on a border, go to Muni here, get the services and go home. Come back for the next treatment and go home. Not to sleep in the corridors. That is the vision with which we welcomed Arua City. not to grab anybody's land as it has been purported out there. And I am very happy. 4 years have passed. Nobody has been stopped from burying their loved ones on their ancestral land. The city has not taken anybody's land. We now have a master plan. You can't now just do things anyhow. You have to be organized. Your land has been, the value has been upgraded. Now that's the benefit of a city. The city has now attracted many people. The day population of Arua is more than 3 million. And that is money. People come here with the money. When you go to a city, you go with the money. People budget to come to Arua. When they come with that money, where do they leave the money? They leave the money with us. So the people of Arua should be the happiest. They should prepare themselves now. Which type of money should I tap? Is it by selling yellow bananas, by selling food, by accommodating, building hotels and lodges, by operating a transport means to transport these people who are coming here, to entertain people? I'm happy these days, weekends are very vivid. Arua starts entertaining people from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that. People only the entertainment centers only relax on Monday and Tuesday. But by Wednesday, business. The night economy of Arua has grown because we are now a city. Look at the kind of developments. People are building schools, people are building hospitals, people are building hotels, people are building residential units, apartments. The number of houses here is not enough. People have crossed Enyau now, they are looking for rentals beyond a Diofe, almost moving to former Pajulu sub-county headquarters. Others are now in Lia. Lia's, by the way, if one of these days visit Lia, they have opened roads, they have streets. The rental units there are over. Go to Odramachako. Odramachako is the biggest market, by the way, in West Nile. If you didn't know. Bigger than Arua town market. And the market operates only twice. On Monday and Friday. And on those 2 days, the amount of money that changes hands in Odramachako is bigger than the amount of money that changes hands in Arua town. People come all the way from Rwanda, from Central Africa, from DRC, from Kenya, from Tanzania. People bring beans all the way from Tanzania. People bring rice all the way from Tanzania. South Sudanese come. Ethiopians are here. Somalis are here. Indians are here. Chinese are here to do business. By the Chinese are doing business. Yesterday I found one eating watermelon in Awundirere in the market. He stood there, he was enjoying his watermelon. A Chinese. That is the benefit of elevating Arua to a city status. For everybody, for people in West Nile, if you have your goods in Zombo, bring them to Arua, they'll buy it that very day, you go back with money. If you have animals in Zeu or in Nebi, in Mediokolo, bring them to Arua, you'll go back with money. If you bring anything from Moyo, from Adjumani, fish from Obongi, before you reach Arua town, they'll buy it. Chicken, we are now importing chicken all the way from Soroti, Lira, from Mbale. We are importing things which have demand, and the supply is limited. Tomatoes are everything, So anybody, it is out of ignorance that anybody will stand to say the articles were bad to bring a city, or government was bad to elevate Arua to a city status. Otherwise, Arua is now a market for anything sells. My caution is, one thing people should not sell is land. Keep your land. Whether you have money to build a house on it or not, tomorrow somebody will come with money and say, I have money, let us build a house here. I'll give you out of the 10 rooms, you take 5, I take 5. But you remain the landlord. But if you sell the land, you are selling the opportunity of earning money in this city to that person who has bought it. Otherwise, there are yet better opportunities to come.
One word to your electorate as you go as independent.
My appeal is for people to stick to the truth. Yes, money can confuse you in a few seconds. But after those few seconds, the reality will hit you. So I want to appeal to the people of Ivory West and Arua City and the whole of West Nile to look for substance in the leaders they are going to elect. Don't look for political party. There might be a good leader in NRM, yes, vote for that one. There might be also a better leader in independent like Atiku, vote for that leader. There might be another good leader in NUP, vote for that one. There might be another good leader in UPC, vote for that one. There could be another one who is a DP, vote for that one. Mine here is to say, vote for leaders who are going to vision, who are going to appeal for the future of your children. People who are going to defend the interests, the economic interests, the political interests, the security interests, the regional interests of your people. And Atiku Bernard, I think, is one of those leaders that has these qualities to deserve to be in the 12th Parliament. And I beg you, I'll serve you to your taste or even beyond. I thank you. May God bless you. See you in January 2026.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.